Poetry terms and figurative language. Definitions and examples. Please write down all definitions examples for all poetry terms. Imagery devices. Imagery creates an image in the reader's mind. Imagery devices include simile, metaphor, and personification. Simile. Simile is a comparison of two things using the words like or as. Examples of a simile. Bob is hungry as a wolf. Bob and the wolf are the two things being compared using as. Sue smells like a rose. Sue and Rose are the two things being compared using like. Lisa looks like a total fox today. Lisa and fox using like. Number 2, metaphor. A comparison of two unlike things without using like or as. Bob is a hungry wolf. Bob is compared to a wolf. Sue is a rose, filling the room with her sweet scent. Sue and Rose are being compared. My sister is such a witch. Sister compared to a witch. The third type is personification, a type of metaphor in which non-human things or ideas possess human qualities or actions. Examples of personification include the wind whispered her name. Wind is being personified, the wind whispered, because wind can't actually whisper. Love is blind. Love is being personified because love has no eyes that could be blinded. If something had eyes, saying it is blind is not personification. Sound devices include alliteration, assonance, onomatopoeia, true rhyme, internal rhyme, near or half rhyme, and I rhyme. The first type is alliteration, the repetition of a consonant sound at the beginning of neighboring words. Consonants are all the letters except A, E, I, O, U, and Y. Examples of alliteration: the dark dance of death whisked her away. Repetition of the D sound in dark, dance, and death is considered alliteration. Example 2. Like a lucky charm, he looks on. Repetition of the L sound in like, lucky, and looks is alliteration. The second type is assonance, the repetition of vowel sounds within stressed syllables of neighboring words. Examples of assonance include talking and walking hours on end, the repetition of the ah sound in talking and walking. A turtle in the fertile soil, repetition of the sound in turtle and fertile. The next type is onomatopoeia, words which imitate the sounds they refer to. The eagle whizzed past the buzzing bees. Whizzed and buzzing imitate the sound they are referring to. Rip, roar, fire, the gun stutters on. Rip, roar, and stutters. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. Plop, plop, and fizz, fizz both sound like the sound they describe. The next type is rhyme, words which end with the same sounds, usually at the ends of lines. Examples of rhyme. So go ahead and preach, 'cause I'm the one you teach. Teach and preach are at the ends of lines, and they rhyme. You think you're just so cool, but you're looking like a fool. Cool and fool at the ends of lines also rhyme. The next type is internal rhyme, rhyme within a line. Examples of internal rhyme. Bright night, a full moon above. Bright and night rhyme in the middle. We will stay today and then we must go. Stay and today rhyme. It's a play day and we're feeling good. Play and day are considered internal rhymes. The next type is half rhyme, slight or inaccurate repetition of sounds, also called impure rhyme. Examples of half rhyme include on top of the hill, the moon is full. Hill and full are half rhymes. They do not completely rhyme. Give this to the man, he'll know what I mean. Man and me are half rhymes. They do not completely rhyme. Another type is I rhyme. I rhyme is words that look like they rhyme. They have similar spelling, but they do not rhyme. It is also called slight rhyme. Examples of I rhyme include listen to the water flow from top, I don't see how. Flow and how look like they might rhyme, but they do not. They are I rhymes. When the game is over, a true champion will discover over and discover also look like they rhyme, but are considered I rhymes. What would I have to prove to show you how much I love? Prove and love look like they rhyme, but they do not. Miscellaneous devices include hyperboles and irony and paradox. A hyperbole is an obvious and deliberate exaggeration to emphasize something or for humorous purposes. Examples of a hyperbole: I love you more than life itself. The love is exaggerated. He could eat a horse. His appetite is also exaggerated. Irony is another type of miscellaneous poetry device, saying the opposite of what you actually mean. Examples: water, water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. You're surrounded by water in the ocean, but there's not a drop to drink. This is considered irony because it's opposite of what you'd expect. The directions were as clear as mud. Obviously, they weren't clear directions. This is also a simile. The next type is paradox, a statement that seems to contradict or oppose itself, yet it actually reveals some truth. Examples of a paradox: it's hard work doing nothing. Youth is wasted on the young. The more we know, the less we understand. I can resist anything but temptation. Her silence was deafening. These are paradoxes because they contradict what they are saying, but yet, in some way, they also express a truth. Other poetic terms that you will need to know. Slant rhyme. Both the beginning and final consonant sounds are alike, but the vowels are not. Slant rhyme examples: spilled and soiled. The consonants at the beginning and the end are the same, but the vowels are different. Chitter and chatter. Once again, the consonant sounds at the beginning and the end are the same, but the vowels are different. The next type is anaphora. Anaphora is the repetition of words at the beginning of a clause. Examples of anaphora include Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech, where he repeats I have a dream at the beginning of every clause. William Blake in London, in every cry of every man, in every infant's cry of fear, in every voice, in every band. He repeats in every at the beginning of every clause. The next type is epistrophe. Epistrophe is the repetition of words at the ending of a clause. Examples of epistrophe: there is no Southern problem. There is no Northern problem. There is only an American problem. Lyndon B. Johnson and we shall overcome. Problem is repeated at the end of each clause. Next type is allusion. Allusion is a reference to a famous person, place, event, or literary work. Examples of allusions: Sally had a smile rivaled only by that of the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa is an allusion referenced by a famous picture. Don't act like a Romeo in front of her. Romeo is a reference to Shakespeare's Romeo, a passionate lover of Juliet, in Romeo and Juliet. The rise in poverty will unlock the Pandora box of crimes. Pandora box is an allusion to Greek mythology. This place is like a Garden of Eden. It is a biblical allusion. Hey, guess who the new Newton of our school is? Newton here means a genius student. It alludes to a famous scientist. Idiom. Idiom is a common phrase or figure of speech not to be taken literally. Examples of idioms: beating round the bush, raining cats and dogs, a blessing in disguise, a dime a dozen, that was a bitter pill to swallow, a man of few words, that was a piece of cake, and you just got a taste of your own medicine. All of these are not meant to be taken literally, they are expressions. This ends your notes for poetry and figurative language. Please make sure you have each definition clearly labeled and you have written all examples on your note sheet. You will need to bring these notes with you to class the next several weeks as we talk about poetry and descriptive writing.